what is Pico-8? And more importantly, what is Pico-8pril? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery, and today we're going to kick off our first episode. It's actually episode 0 of our Pico-8 series. All throughout the month of April, we're going to have every Monday and Friday, we're going to release new videos, tutorials on Pico-8. And that's what we're going to learn about today, is what actually is Pico-8. But before we get into that, I just want to let all my normal subscribers and viewers know that if you came here looking for the normal stuff, like computer building and laptop upgrades and video game stuff and product reviews, that kind of stuff, don't worry, we're still going to have those videos coming out this month also. We're just going to sprinkle them in between these Monday and Friday episodes. So let's get right into what we're going to be doing with this Pico-8pril series, starting off by talking about what exactly is Pico-8. So if we head on over to the Pico-8 website, which I will have linked down below, we can see what they say it is. So right up here, it says Pico-8 is a fantasy console for making, sharing, and playing tiny games and other computer programs. So basically, think about some console, like the ones we grew up with, Nintendo, Game Boy, that kind of stuff, that never existed, but they just made a programming software for it, and you can play it right here. You can play it on the website, you can play it in standalone apps, or you can play it even on retro handhelds, which I'll show you later in the series how to do that. So basically, it's a all-in-one software package, basically, to both create games and play games. So there are a bazillion games. It says over thousands of them, easily over thousands, that you can, pick out and play. And there are just a ton of great games. Now, if we look at some of the awesome games that you can play, this series is not going to get you up to that level, but basically what I wanted to do with this series is get you to understand coding, basic coding principles, and some little bit of game design. So we're going to be learning coding through Pico-8, using Pico-8 as a platform. So let's look at what else it says about Pico-8. So here are the specifications of the Pico-8 system. So basically it ends up with a 128 by 128 pixel with 16 colors in the color palette. So that is very limited. And you can see these look like little Game Boy games, for the most part. They do that on purpose to limit the resources of this fantasy console, to make you kind of work within those constraints. The cartridge size, and that's basically what you're going to be making, and they call them carts. They're little files that you save and you can share and you can upload to their system. 32 kilobytes. So there is a limit to how much code you can actually put in them and how much graphics and stuff. But it's got built into it a sound editor, a sprite editor, a map editor. All that's built right into it, along with, of course, the code editor. And the code editor uses a format of Lua. Now, Lua is a programming language. If you know that already, then you're ahead of the game. If you've never used Lua before, then don't worry. It's one of the easier ones to learn, and it's my favorite language. I've been coding in it for a long time. Doesn't make me by any means an expert, but it's very intuitive. So that's what I like about Lua. So you can see in here it lists out the creative tools, a sound editor, sprite editor. You can make full chiptune music type stuff with a 4-track tracker built into it. You can build maps. You can design sprites, just all kinds of stuff. And then here at the end it says you can play it on just about everything. So Pico-8 itself is a standalone program that you can buy, and it's only $15. And trust me, it's worth every penny of that $15, because once you buy it once, you can download it on Windows, download it on Mac, download it on Linux. You can put it on a Raspberry Pi, and like I said, you can put these games right on these little retro handhelds also. So $15. Now, if you don't want to invest that up front, there are some other opportunities to test out the programming language, which I'll show you also. But like I said, it's a super deal. You can buy it for $15. There's a huge community of people to help you out with, learning how to use it. And hopefully this little series that I'm putting together is going to jumpstart you into learning how to use it and how to do some basic coding. So like I said, Pico-8 is a standalone program. In fact, I've got it running right over here, right on our window. And let me show you what it actually looks like. This is a program that's running. And this program, once we get into the actual code for it, is just this right here. So there's, about 82 lines of code that make that work. And then, of course, we got some sprites in the sprite editor. We got some large sprites, which this is kind of a hack way to do large sprites, and we can show you how to do that also. But for like the rocket ship, we've got the rocket ship right here. And then there is some music in here that when we run it, just some simple music built in. But yeah, this little demo that I've got running right here is just those 80-something lines of code. So it's super fun to play with. I've used this particular program for game jams before, and made full games in a weekend with the rest of the Family Geekery clan here, and we've had a lot of fun with it. So I think it's a great way to learn some basics of coding, and we're going to step you through step by step every episode a different method of coding. And at the end of Pico-8pril, we probably won't get through all the lessons, so we're going to start sprinkling in to the channel throughout the rest of May, June, July, however long it takes to keep going. And at some point, if there's enough interest, and this part really excites me, if there's enough interest from the audience and enough of you guys pick this up and start playing with it and start getting good with it, then maybe Family Geekery will host a game jam where everybody in the community can, we can give you guys some kind of genre to program, and you can use the whole weekend to do it, help each other out, and come up with cool stuff. And then we'll have a little maybe prize at the end or something. So I'm looking forward to doing a game jam. We have done several here at Family Geekery. We have participated in several. And this is something that we've always wanted to do, to actually host one. And I think Pico-8 is the perfect platform to do it. Now, I mentioned before that there's a way to kind of dip your toes into Pico-8 without buying the full license up front. And if we look down here at schools, and this is on their main website, there's a tab for schools, and they are very, very helpful to schools. And there's a whole education package that they've put together to help people teach this stuff. But there is a education version that runs right in the website. So you can see that this looks very similar to what I was just showing you. You can type in the code editor. You can go over to the sprite editor and make whatever you want. Some kind of ugly orange thing. And you can go into the music editor, and you can run everything right here from the website. So this is a good way to test it out a little bit. Now you can't save stuff and continue on later with it, but this is, like I said, just a good way to get started with it. But like I said again, if you can hack the $15, then it is well worth it. You'll get your money's worth out of it. So really, that's what Pico-8 is, and that's what Pico-8pril is going to be. So starting on next Monday, we will have our first lesson, and that will be episode 1, and we are going to get right into how to code using Lua inside Pico-8. So let me know what kind of questions you have or what kind of suggestions you have. Just throw them down in the comments, and if you want to know anything about what we're planning, or if you have some suggestions on what we should do, then go ahead and throw them down there. But really, that's all I wanted to cover in this first episode 0 of this Pico-8pril special series that we're going to do. Just wanted to let you know, hey, it's coming. It's starting Monday, and we're going to be banging out 2 episodes a week on this, and we're going to still be doing our normal stuff too. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you want to make sure you don't miss the upcoming episodes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know you want to, and get ready for the fun that's about to happen this month. But thank you as always for watching, and until next time, peace out and geek out.